Good afternoon. Thank you for being with us here today. Since 1994, the City of Philadelphia has closed Dr. Martin Luther King Drive to vehicular traffic, opening streets to people and encouraging active transportation and healthy lifestyles. Philly Free Streets expands on that vision. Mayor Kenny's vision for his commitment to our communities and to connect Philadelphians to its parks and trails. So at this point, I'd like to introduce our mayor to talk about Philly Free Streets, our inaugural event.
Thanks, everyone, and thanks for being here today. I want to welcome and acknowledge the presence of Councilman Curtis Jones and Councilman Mark Squilla, whose districts will be impacted by this pilot plan that we're rolling out today. And our commitment to improving neighborhoods and bettering the futures of children does not stop with new community schools or expanded pre-K. It is the heart of the work of all departments across the city, and it inspires new initiatives, which is what brings us here today. As Clarina said, in 1994, the city closed Martin Luther King Drive to vehicular traffic to encourage active transportation and healthy lifestyles. Today, I'm proud to announce the City of Philadelphia's expansion of our long-standing commitment to open street events, Philly Free Streets. On September 24th, Philly Free Streets will open 7+ miles of streets for children, families, and adults to walk, bike, and play, and to enjoy the city's parks and rivers. From the vibrant South Street Business Corridor to the Schuylkill River Trail and Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, onto the Parkside neighborhood and Fairmount Park, Philly Free Streets will transform our streets into a safe environment for physical activity and learning. Led by the Managing Director's Office of Transportation and Infrastructure, Otis, Philly Free Streets is a people-powered initiative that will highlight the intersection of public health and active transportation, walking, and biking. To encourage participants to keep moving, the event will include free, family-friendly fitness activities and educational programming about our city's waterways, public art, architecture, environment, and vibrant cultures in our neighborhoods. This September and in future events, Philly Free Streets will connect our diverse city neighborhoods, inviting people to use active transportation to explore the city's rich urban fabric. Philly Free Streets will further our commitment to improving neighborhoods and bettering the futures of our children. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce our Managing Director, Michael DeBerdinas.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to congratulate Clarina and all of her staff in Otis on coming up with this great plan and this great kickoff for Philly Free Streets. I think it's really ambitious and something that folks from many, many neighborhoods and folks from all across the city can come and enjoy. Cities all across the world are looking at how we move around, how we connect to one another, how we connect to our great public spaces, and how we invest in those activities to build the quality of life, to build equity across the city, and to connect people in new ways. And this Philly Free Streets is just the beginning of those efforts here in Philadelphia. And I think smart cities across the world are doing this, and Philadelphia has been and will continue to stay in the leadership of this kind of thinking with our rebuild effort, with our community schools effort, with all the work that's coming out of Otis and coming out of the water department. We will continue to lead. So on September 21st, between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m., we will... 24th, excuse me, 24th. Thank you, Clarina. I told you she's good. September 24th, we will have 7 miles of Philly Free Streets available for citizens across the city. Here along South Street, we will expect the business is to open up their doors and encourage people to shop, to buy, to stop and eat. In Mantua, we'll ask people to strap on their walking boots or grab a blue bike and from one of our neighborhood Indigo stations and head up 34th Street bike path and join us on Lansdowne Drive. In Parkside, the event will be in your front yard, so come on out and look for family-friendly activities on the Parkside and in Fairmount Park. In East Falls and Manayunk, hop on your bike and head down to ML King Drive and join us for the fun. So you get a sense of the flavor of this We want everybody who are here today to tell your friends, to tell your neighbors, to tell your civic association, to tell your church, to tell your school. Come on out on the 24th of September and join Philly Free Streets. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our great health commissioner, Dr. Tom Farley.
Thank you and good afternoon. You know, at the health department, we are incredibly enthusiastic about Philly Free Streets for two reasons. First, most of the diseases that kill us these days, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stroke, can be prevented by physical activity. As a matter of fact, if you think of the health benefits of physical activity, everything from diabetes prevention to depression prevention, if I put all that in a pill, I'd get the Nobel Prize. But physical activity is even better than a pill because you don't have to buy it. It's free. Okay, so we at the health department are doing everything we can to encourage people to be physically active. We can't exercise for you, but we want to make it easier for people to exercise. So one great way to make it easier for people to exercise is to take these spaces we have outdoors that are occupied by cars and take the cars off and turn them back to people. Second reason we're so enthusiastic about this is that when we turn the streets into places where people can come outside, people meet their neighbors. People have said streets, before there were cars, were the original social networking site. And we know that neighborhoods where people know each other, people support each other, those are healthy neighborhoods. Now, I want to mention something else while I'm here. The health department, as I said, is interested in encouraging physical activity in any way we can. We have a campaign going on right now. It's on the air, on television, on radio, and on the web, called Philly Powered. It's about encouraging people to be physically active and making it easier for them to do that. If you go to phillypowered.org, you can see stories of real people from Philadelphia who have incorporated physical activity into their daily routines and get inspired by that. You can also learn all the different ways you can be physically active and get information about that. And you can look up your specific neighborhood by zip code and get information about free or low-cost physical activity programs and facilities. So I want to encourage everybody, whether they're going to Philly Free Streets or not, to go to phillypowered.org to get information, to get inspiration, and then if you go out on the streets in Philly Free Streets, a little perspiration. So we'll see you on the road.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. At this point, we will hear from Councilman Squilla, who represents the 1st Councilmanic District.
Thank you, Clarina, and I want to thank Otis because this is a project that really came and built out of the Pope's visit. I know when we had the Pope here and some of the streets that were abandoned, and we saw how nice it was to have people walking, groups of people walking up and down the streets throughout Center City, and how you actually see the city differently than you do when you're driving or even biking, and you get to see things that you miss along the way. This gives us a great opportunity to show, going through 4 council districts, actually, through myself, through Councilman Johnson, Blackwell, and also Councilman Jones. And you get an opportunity, hopefully, to see things that you never saw before. Also, work in conjunction with the businesses and the business districts to get people to go and walk and stroll and see things, see stores, and go to visit businesses that maybe you never visited before. And the best thing is, as we heard with Mr. Farley from the health department, is that, you know, we need to look at making our community, our city, healthier. I mean, at one time, I think Philadelphia was known as one of the obese capitals of the world, and now with all our fitness and the way we're pushing people and going in a direction that how important it is to walk, to bike, to use different modes of transportation to get around. And these things add to the health and vibrancy of our great city. And so to me, this is a very exciting day. It's a great story to have this open street. And you know, this is the first one, and we could build off that and put it in different parts of the city. We'll work with Otis and see how that will progress. But you know, something this big doesn't happen by itself. It takes a lot of work and a lot of collaboration with a lot of different people. And you know, in the city, it's hard to make everybody happy, right? But what we did was we got enough people along working with different groups of people to understand that they believe by trying something like this could lead to more people coming to Philadelphia, enjoying our great city, and giving us a reason to promote ourselves even better than we have over the past. So thank you for letting me play a small role of this. I appreciate all the groups that are here. I know we have the Bike Coalition here and some other groups that are here for the Open Street Coalition. And it's important to feel that their part and their interest in this has really made a difference. So thank you all for being here. And I'd like to introduce my colleague from the 4th Councilmanic District, Councilman Jones. Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to thank the mayor for this great initiative in pulling together the various departments that you see here to make it happen. As a former track coach, equestrian, walker now, not so good a football player, I've used all of these parks for those purposes. And I know in barbershops around the city, they are thanking you, Mr. Mayor, because now they don't have to go and buy Xbox. They can have a cheap date, a walk with their kids, and make it through several council districts to have Philly fun. So this is a great way to see the city. It's a great way to experience from South Street to Main Street, and to get a glimpse of things that you would not see moving 40 miles an hour through the streets in a vehicle. So we're excited about it. I think it's the kind of initiative that I was envious of Denver. Denver has the 14th Street Mall, and they close it to vehicles, and you walk and you take a pace for walk, and you wind up shopping more. And we hope that this is good for commercial businesses as well. So I'm excited. I'm gonna get my walking shoes ready, and I'm gonna walk this whole course along with my colleague, Councilman Swiller.
Are you going to walk back?
No, I won't walk back. It will be a one-way trip. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our council persons. At this time, I'd like to bring forward Lena Donahue, who's the Market General Manager for Snap Kitchen. Snap Kitchen is the premier food sponsor for Philly Free Streets.
Snap Kitchen opened in February 2016 in Philadelphia, with 4 locations in the city and 2 in the suburbs along the main line. Immediately, Philly embraced us, and we embraced them as a one-stop, healthy meal shop, where you don't have to sacrifice convenience, quality, or taste. When we started talking with the mayor's office, this was a natural fit. Philly Free Streets is an opportunity that encourages innovation, coolness, fitness, health, wellness, and the outdoors in our great city. Snap Kitchen has become a part of Philadelphia and the surrounding community through partnerships and donations to local charities, both in money and food. Snap Kitchen hopes to see individuals, groups, and families embracing the challenge and moving along the full 7-mile course with some surprises and activations along the way. We'll see you in September, Philly, and don't forget your sneakers.
Thank you, Ms. Donahue. At this time, I'd like to introduce one of our councilwomen, Councilman Janie Blackwell, who represents the 3rd Councilmanic District in West Philadelphia, is also a portion of our route.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As always, I first thank God for the privilege of being here with you. And I was going to tease my colleagues and said they saved the best for last, but since the mayor spoke, I withdraw that statement and certainly say that we are very, very happy to be included. We're happy that our districts and that the city is moving in such an exciting way so that we can include students, we can include travelers, we can include visitors, with me, even my university area, and all these exciting events. And certainly we have our managing director, and certainly it makes a big difference with our parks and all that that entails to be here. So again, thank you. Let's have fun.
Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce our city representative. She is a ball of energy, small but mighty. I'd like to now introduce City Representative Sheila Hess.
Thank you, Clarina. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. And what a great way to kick off this weekend. This just says a lot by seeing the audience that's here today who wants to learn a lot more about Open Streets Philly. So, who's ready for some fun? Who's ready for something free? Who's ready to do something with your family and friendly and your neighbors and your coworkers and strangers? So we're going to see all of you. I hope you will join me on September 24th. I hope you will shop, you will dine, you will do whatever, picnic, you will have some fitness. But most of all, this is a great day to know that a vision that Mayor Kenny has had has now officially launched into reality, and with a whole collaborative team, it's a very holistic approach as well. We're going to make this happen, and hopefully people are going to be looking to Philadelphia to replicate the model that we create. So I will see all of you on September 4th, and have a fabulous, safe weekend. September, not what I said? 24th. Okay. I knew it Saturday.
Just to make it clear for everyone, our event is Saturday, September 24th, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the route has no beginning or no ending. One end is Front and South. The other end is Sweetbriar Park. That is our entire route. Over 7 miles of route to cover, and we're hoping that everyone will be out for that day. I want to take time to also say that people who wish to volunteer or to sponsor our event should go to phillyfreestreets.com. That's phillyfreestreets.com. And just click Get Involved if you want to volunteer. We're looking for civically minded people. And also want to thank our mayor for his vision for making active transportation bigger and grander in Philadelphia. Our managing director, our council people, Squilla, Johnson, Blackwell, and Jones, for allowing us to be in their communities and supporting this event to the fullest extent possible. And certainly our collaborative partner through all of this, Mrs. Giselle Jones on the side here from the Office of Special Events, who has partnered with us from the very beginning to make sure that this event happens. Our departments of Streets, Board of Health, Libraries, the Mayor's Fund, Parks, SEPTA, Parking Authority, Bicycle Coalition, Open Streets. A host of agencies have been very, very active in offering their commentary, their support, their guidance, and their thoughts. So we wish you all well with this. Hope that you wish us well. We all want to be on the street together, enjoying the architecture, the culture, the vibrancy, all that the city has to offer. We're going to learn a little bit about our park system, learn a little bit about our waterways, learn more about our city, about our neighbors and ourselves, and we're going to find out how easy it is to be active in Philadelphia. So with that, I want to say thank you to our 2 staff people who have been the primary people involved here, Charlotte Cass and Matt Fisher, who just raised their hands back there. They're the stars of the show. They will probably lose 50 pounds in this process as we work through all the issues. And I will now take any questions that you have right over here, and I thank you all for your time. Thank you so much.